Hello there. Thank you for being with us today. I have two of the best people in the world with us today. I mean, seriously. And they have a motto. What's your motto? Okay, let me tell you what their motto is. Our motto was no matter what happens in life, once we got into the dressing room, we leave the world behind to entertain our audience. That's Tony and Karen, and they're with us today. And I just can't say how grateful I am that you take the time to come in here, and I mean that.
Yeah, thank you.
Do.
Thank you, sis.
Listen, when you were doing the Ed Sullivan Show, I'm going to go back, I'll go forward, hang in there with me. Ed Sullivan Show.
That's
and
right.
You said something to one of your members, and I think that something was, don't be nervous, there's 45 million people watching today.
That's right.
Huh? And you were on the show more than the Beatles.
That's right.
Is that the truth?
That's true. And everybody told us, if you just get 2 minutes on the Ed Sullivan Show, that's a great deal. On our first show, they gave us 9 minutes. And on the second show, they gave us 8 minutes. So we did so many songs. And then they kept showing our segments again and again. You know, we have never seen Ed Sullivan. We do not have Ed Sullivan in Philippines or in Hong Kong, so we didn't know who he was or what he looked like. So when they came into the lounge at the Thunderbird Hotel, which was right here in Las Vegas, that was our first engagement here in the United States, and everybody said, "Oh, you got to go see these kids from Hong Kong," and cab driver, the doorman, and everybody. So he went in with his wife, and our lead singer didn't know that was Ed Sullivan. So he went over, sang to his wife, and she said, "Sign him up." So they went and knocked on the dressing room, and they said, "I'm Ed Sullivan. I'd like to sign you up to our show." And the wife was with him and said, Get your agent. Who's your agent? So we called our agent, and he was in his pajamas. He came down right away, and right away he said, "Okay, I want to put them on the show." And the wife said, "Oh, I want to put them on the show twice."
Oh.
So right away they decided to sign us up for 2 shots on the Ed Sullivan Show.
See, the Lord was blessing you even then.
That's right. The Lord was.
When I look at all, I mean, Lifetime Achievement Award from the Hawaii Academy of Recording Arts. I mean, there's a slew of these. And I'm not going to go through all that because we have too much to talk about. But he went from Fabulous Echoes to Society of 7, SOS.
That's right.
Yep.
So because we added another person and became 7 of us. And we thought Fabulous Echoes is too presumptuous, you know. And that was like the age of like the rock and roll and a lot of echo, and so we decided we're going to go with 7 of us, a society of 7, since there were like different societies, different ethnic groups behind it, you know.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting about this show, for you that haven't seen it, sorry, you better see it. Everything keeps happening because this man's not about to give up. I can tell you that. Is that it's clean, catch that, clean for the family, for the kids, for mother, and it's a comedy with the singing, with the blues, with impersonations. I mean, is there something we haven't covered here?
We do Broadway, we do pop, we do R&B, we do everything, whatever is current.
I mean,
and we have fun doing it. Everything is done tongue in cheek, but nothing risque or
no, it's fun. I got to see you, and then I got to see you again when you sold out in LA, and then I got to see you again. And, you know, and I think you just worked a couple weeks ago. I mean, it's, even though we're talking about, okay, we're talking about Ed Sullivan, and we're talking about Ella Fitzgerald, and we're talking about Sammy Davis, and we're talking about Tommy Sands from the Outrigger, and we're talking about Patty Page, and we're talking, what about right now?
Right now, we just came back from the Indian Casino in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
We sold out 2 shows, and we did 2 shows, and we sold out both of them. And we also were just recently, we were here at the M Pavilion, 2,500 seats.
And that was sold
out.
I was begging for a ticket myself. It's true. No, but I mean, that just shows you how good they are. It's rich. It's rich to go in and feel better when you leave. That's rich. And I personally feel, and I don't know how you feel, Karen, I think that music is worship.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Doesn't it set the stage?
Absolutely. It's there are times where you go in there and you're laughing one minute and then you're just crying the next. You're moved, and that truly is God's gift to us.
Really,
It's His music.
She's a very integral part of the whole thing. She's amazing because she's the one
I call it
behind.
Halo and Wings.
She's the one behind. You know, and I run everything, every one of my ideas. I get a lot of ideas and visions. I run it by her, and if she likes it, it's good. If she doesn't like it, oh.
Well, you know, long before I met you, Tony, I had heard about your wife. And seriously, I'm very serious.
She's the one.
And I believe because she's a giver of her soul. She gives from the Spirit. You know, nothing's contrived. No, there's no motive behind it. No. The Lord says we're pure when we're clean from our heart, the purity of the heart. And since I've met the 2 of you, and of course I have to brag. Lord, forgive me for bragging, but they gave me my graduation party when I became a chaplain here in Las Vegas with Metro. And, you know, it was sweet. You know, people who love you, it's easy to love. It's the ones you don't love that you have to work harder at and pray harder, you know. But you have been going through, of course, I know you're called the Wizard. You even eventually we're going to work on a song for me. I know you're called the Wizard because your creativity, right?
Well, because of a lot of things, and because I'm the one to put the whole group together, and I'm the one that decides and put together the new ideas and everything that we do. Most of the thing we do in the show.
You have fought this fight of the Big C.
Yeah.
Have we not?
Absolutely. That's right.
And maybe you have some words for people that have fought.
Well, you know, you've got to just got to believe. I think that's the word, believe. You got to believe that God is with you, and is gonna help you and heal you. Because I had liver cancer, and they took out 3/4 of my liver, and of course, my wife was at my side all the time. She was my support, but God, you know, everything went well with that. You know, there was everything, and that cancer went into remission, and then I had more cancers, like a little ablation. I had to do about 4 different ablations. Ablations where they go in and they take, and I had thermal, all of those others, and then I had cancer in the throat, and that's also in remission. There's no more in my throat. I couldn't even talk or sing more or less, but God was with me there, and then now I have my kidney problem because of the chemo, you know. But it's all.
We often say we don't know what we do, seriously, if we did not have.
That's exactly.
Our faith, if we did not have kneeling at the foot of the cross.
That's right. And that's what you've been demonstrating these last few years to us. Because you see, when we see someone who loves the Lord and then they get hit, and they get hurt hard, you've been hit hard, and they keep on loving the Lord, what does that do for us? It inspires us. Inspires us. And then when something happens on whatever level, we get to look at the real human beings that have kept on looking at the foot of the cross, the blood of Jesus Christ, the Holy Mother Mary, and you're still here.
Well, you know, I
Not
look at
only still here, we're so joyful. We're so and that is only through His grace. Only through His grace.
we go to the piazza where the Mother Mary's carrying his son. Like I said, he's and you go, what did he have to go through for our sins? What he had to do, and you know, and that's why
This is nothing.
nothing.
You know, I got personally so involved with the two of you that I felt that, Lord, why don't you pick on someone else? Okay? Okay? Because that's what we do when we love somebody. Or when someone's really kind and good and we wonder, well, why don't you go pick on the... But what I've been able to watch is that you just keep coming back. Your faith is so strong that regardless of what hits you, you stand up for him and you keep going, both of you.
He's been such a blessing. I mean,
we feel
without him,
it's a blessing.
And you were working on stage 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Through the kidney, through the throat, through the... See, that's the that's the crust of it all.
Well,
that's our blessing.
Yeah, so see, those people that are around you, such as myself, your church and everything, get to see this. They get to see you talk it and walk it, believe it, and own it. That's what's powerful. That's powerful.
Well, thank you. We're hanging on.
We're giving him thanks and praise for everything.
Yes.
Every day.
So
The Holy Spirit is with us all the time.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I can actually see it, and other times I just know. I remember going into your home. I don't know when it was. Maybe it was last year. I swear you had the entire church there. You had it, and both priests. I mean, you know. And I walked in. I felt like I'd met a whole new family, you know, and that was pleasing to my heart. And there's a lot more to talk about, you know. This is just the beginning. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a short moment, and we're going to come back.
Do you want to fall in love with God? I'm sure we all want to. The book of Psalms contains the directions. Thousands of years ago, people like you and me talked to God out of the depths of their hearts, revealing an intimate love. Psalms are the expression of the faith in God by people around 3,000 years ago. God was not a mere abstract creator, but was present, involved, and a real person of power and emotions. Now, when we read or listen to the Psalms, we can know the intensity of this love. Entering into the influence of the Psalms, we can find a path to know and love God. To know more about the Psalms, you should get a copy of Father Mike Manning's booklet, The Psalms. It will help you to understand the 150 Psalms better as he has categorized them. He uses the technique of acts: adoration, contrition, thanksgiving, and supplication. Get your copy today and know the categories. Learn to pray with the Psalms.
Call the number on the screen or email us. You can also get it through our website. Get your copy today.
Now we're here, as you know, with Society of Seven, Tony and his great wife, Karen. And we're talking about the soul being contagious. Tony's contagious. See, when I go to a movie or if I go to a play, I want to leave feeling better. Why should I pay to go see somebody that's going to depress me?
That's
you know,
right.
every time I see your show, I leave out leave the place dancing. I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. And I think you've
that's the main thing. That's what we aim for. We want everybody walk out of there feeling good. We
How
don't
many
want,
years have you been doing this, Tony?
We celebrated 50 years in showbiz this year.
And you're celebrating
Last year.
50
last
years
year.
being married as well.
What's that?
50 years being married as
Being
well.
married 50 years too.
Somebody likes you up there.
We're blessed. We're blessed.
Yes, you are. And
And
you have
we-
a son who you actually, I was reading his bio, Anthony, and apparently you gave him a guitar when he was a little boy.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a set of drums.
Was it?
Yes.
We gave him the guitar so that he will play. Won't disturb the neighbors anymore.
I find now on a separate issue here I speak that so many grandchildren are moving in with the grandmothers and grandfathers because of the world, the economy, and what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But because we're in different times than we've ever been before, we're challenged now.
That's right.
We've taken so much for granted,
Mm-hmm.
and we who have the faith are far ahead than anyone else. Agreed?
That's right.
I think we're at a place right now where holding on to the garment is probably one of the most important. It's not probably, it is the most important. And that's what you've been doing fighting cancer. And that's what you've been doing with a slew of other things that you never complain about. I'll complain, you don't have to.
He's got it in his hands.
Yeah,
And pray.
and
Prayer
pray.
is
Pray without ceasing.
So
Mm-hmm.
powerful.
Mm-hmm.
We're blessed with those grandchildren. They're such a delight, and each one of them have their own talent in their own way. And
Well, hopefully they'll see this segment, won't they? We'll make sure, we'll work on Sister Pat to make sure we get one. Tell me Anthony's wife's name.
Yvonne.
Yvonne. This is for you, Yvonne. I want to thank you for bringing those children into the world. And I want to thank you especially for allowing them to grow with the goodness and the genes that this family's given to them as well. And we love you especially. Back to you. When do you play again? When is your next booking?
our next booking is, we have a couple of like guest starring roles with Martin Rivera. He's a superstar from the Philippines, and he grew up with us. But the one that we're doing by ourselves is going to be at the Atlantis Casino in Reno.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going to be there, and we'll be doing our show.
Oh, that's you'll be sold out again. People want clean shows. They want to take their grandmother, their mother, their kids. They want clean fun. You know,
Well,
that's what you do.
we have a good time on stage, and if the
Well, you come alive. Let me tell
Oh.
you what.
no, we have a great time, and if if the audience is great, it's even better. You know, in fact, many times, like she also tells me that, you know, you give too much. You have to, quit a little bit earlier, because sometimes our shows goes over 2 hours.
You know, it's hard to know when to give up. In fact, it's like the endorphins when you're running. I'll just compare it to that. It's like you get to a high and you want just a little bit more high.
Yeah.
So you're up there and you're giving
Yeah.
and you're doing, and you thought, just give them a little bit more.
And people appreciate it, and they're like showing their appreciation.
Oh, yeah.
They're giving you standing ovation after standing ovation. Keep going,
Yeah.
As you say, when everybody walks out there feeling good,
Yeah.
with a good feeling, positive, that's the main thing. Everything should be positive.
Well, you are. You're contagious.
Well, have to, you have to give them a positive. They're not paying money to come in to see something depressing.
No, well, no. Okay, I'm going to ask you, I'm putting you on the spot right now. Do you believe Las Vegas is the entertainment capital of America?
Well, it is in a way, because there's so many of the big shows, the big production shows, and and the magic and the spectacle and the Cirque du Soleil and all of that stuff. But you know, there are other places too that are you know, great in entertainment too. Like for example, Broadway. You know, in New York. I love Broadway. I love all that stuff. And some of the Broadway shows have been successful here in Vegas, and some
Yes.
have not been.
Yes.
So, you know,
I guess I look at the tourists, and the tourists are going more into Orlando and Vegas than any place else in America. So I guess I think they're coming to us. I want to think it's for entertainment. That's what I want to think. You know,
Yeah.
you can lose money any place in the world.
So you know what? A lot of people just want to be where something's happening, and in Las Vegas they got so many festivals. You know, like
Oh, yeah.
this kind of electric, the Daisy. They have all kinds of festivals. So people just want to be here, and they just want to like bring in the New Year's over here, or they just want to see spend Super Bowl Sunday over here, and because they can bet at the same time, you know. And so I guess that's why everybody comes here, whatever it is, whether it's a boxing match
Oh,
or
yeah.
whether
Hockey is the big thing here.
Yeah.
Hockey's the big thing here.
Oh, hockey is
Yeah. You like
awesome.
hockey, Tony?
Huh?
You like hockey?
I love
You
now
like
I love it.
hockey.
I didn't like it before, but now I love it because
Well-
there's no hockey in the Philippines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, there's
I
no
never
ice.
thought about it that way. I didn't think about it that way. You know,
But now I'm hooked. I watched it.
I've been watching them.
You can't get your eyes off it's
It makes me a little nervous because it's
oh,
moving so
nervous.
fast.
Oh yeah, you're nervous because
You know,
can't see the puck.
no, that's it. You know, and I'm thinking, where'd to go? Where'd to go? But I think it's healthy for Vegas.
It's awesome though. It's awesome.
I really
And
do.
the community reaction to the hockey team, of course, it's like a Cinderella story, you know.
Yes, it is.
It's great.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
just
take a
great.
Cinderella story.
Yeah.
You know,
When we were in, I think everybody's enjoying that. Everybody in Vegas, even if you're not from Vegas, you enjoy it. You know,
how long have you been a Catholic?
since I was born.
Since you were born.
Yeah, but
Karen?
we haven't always been
As devout.
devout
You
Catholic.
guys are so devout.
We were, you know, in the beginning there was so many distractions and then born again, and we would, let's look into that, and this, and eventually we end up back into the Catholic Church.
We're just so grateful that he never left us. We might have left him for a time, but coming back home.
Yeah, that's what we
Ah.
said.
You know,
We often say, thank you for never leaving us.
the Lord's very generous. The Lord
Oh.
says, you know, somebody will say, you know, well, Jesus isn't talking to me anymore. And I'll say, who moved?
Thank you.
He didn't move
No, God
It's
did
we.
not.
because we're so human, you know. We're so
Yeah.
human. How's he put up with us, really?
But-
really?
And what makes me upset too lately is like I'm watching all the things that are going on, and I've been to a lot of the Christian services. I've been to a lot of the born again and all that, but we're losing a lot of the younger
Yes, we are.
generation because they're being catered to by the
What would you say
Other
to the younger generation, Tony? Talk right there.
they have to they have to examine all the history of the Catholic religion, and not just say, well, I'm not going to go there because my grandparents go, or my aunt, my mother and father wants me to go to church, or that kind of thing,
Well, you
because
had a bad experience.
they're always going against this establishment. They're rebelling. You know what I'm saying?
I think so. I've done it quite a bit most of my life. You know,
Yeah.
for whatever reason or another. And
But
so,
but the fact that the Catholic Church is loosening up a little bit. I don't mean loosening up too much. I'm talking about, for example, the music, because I'm into music. The music
Yes,
in
you
the
are.
church, the Christian church, the music is, wow, the kids love it because there's that beat, the drums, and the whole thing. They go up there, they crowd around in front of the stage, and
It's a stage
and then you go to the Catholic, and they play it on the radio, and they play it on thing. It's the old hymns, which is great, but to the younger people, it's not.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, what is that? You know, I just felt, this is my opinion.
No, I think, hey, listen, I think that's the absolute truth. I've had churches fold up because they changed pastors, they changed priests, they changed the music. Their boyfriend left the church. That's a good reason to go to church, right?
Yeah.
Point being is that it's a personal relationship, and the personal relationship is the key, and that's
And
true.
the personal relationship is not so much with the church or the priest or the father or the sister. It's with Jesus.
That's the truth.
It's with Jesus.
It's the
And
truth.
He's come to celebrate the Eucharist.
Mhm.
Come to bring joy. He brings such joy.
And you bring me joy,
Oh,
and I'll try to
love
do it
you.
without sniffing. Thank you. I love you both, and the Lord
We
loves
love
you
you.
more. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you.
Do you want to fall in love with God? I'm sure we all want to. The Book of Psalms contains the directions. Thousands of years ago, people like you and me talked to God out of the depths of their hearts, revealing an intimate love. Psalms are the expression of the faith in God by people around 3,000 years ago. God was not a mere abstract creator, but was present, involved, and a real person of power and emotions. Now, when we read or listen to the Psalms, we can know the intensity of this love. Entering into the influence of the Psalms, we can find a path to know and love God. To know more about the Psalms, you should get a copy of Father Mike Manning's booklet, The Psalms. It will help you to understand the 150 Psalms better as he has categorized them. He uses the technique of acts: adoration, contrition, thanksgiving, and supplication. Get your copy today and know the categories. Learn to pray with the Psalms.
Call the number on the screen or email us. You can also get it through our website. Get your copy today.